it's murder. Pull up in the whip, it's murder. Pull up with your chick, it's murder. Pull up with a stick, it's murder. Don't give me that burner. I'll slap it like what? Slap it like who? Slap it like what? Slap it like who? Slap it like I turn up. 6 million ways to murder. Every day check another one off. It's not every day guns and shanks. More success piss everyone off. We came a long way from it was the Pac-Man with a mouthful of dots. Serving the fiends outside.
You are listening to the sounds of Cork, A. Ferron, aka PTBM, and this is the 091 show. And today, this guy sat in front of me, the one on the right, yeah, bro. I can't even put a date on when I first became aware of Ronic. I can tell you when I knew you started doing music.
Okay.
But I know that you had a lot of, for want of a better word, clout before that.
Yeah, for real. For real.
Talk to us just about that. I know that you was big on Facebook and Snapchat before Instagram.
Yeah, for real.
So what was that journey like?
That journey was good, bro. But it's always like I've always been active because I'm always trying to promote myself in the best ways possible to leave out a lot of like opportunities and things like that for future roles, you know. So I was doing like entertainment before music. Yeah. And my entertainment is what brought me a lot of the fans to listen to my music. So that is kind of how it started. But as far as Instagram is the main page now. So most of my entertainment and videos and music is all on that. Okay. Of course.
Okay, I see how you tricked it. Obviously, you have to shout out the next man beside you.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself, blood.
No problem at all, brother. My name's Vino DBN.
Vino DBN. You see, DBN?
Mm-hmm.
This is a powerhouse at this stage. Like,
bro,
it's ridiculous.
We're
like,
taking over.
You lot rolled through today. There's just like, taking over.
We taking over, but I see we came here with the entourage. There's even more people back at home that couldn't come true, but we just wanted to come true and lay the foundations for 091. Do you get what I mean?
I hear that.
Of course.
Respect. I have to respect that. I'd say, like, we were talking about this with Hyphen last week as well, but we're like, in your thing, it seems like you really do have a love for this Irish scene, and it seems like you go out of your way to go on like platforms and all of these things. Yeah, you're up in Belfast there with Hot Buds and
we was, bro.
Whoa, that clip of you on the Lab TV
the
from
Lab
like
TV
5 years ago.
Yeah.
That's deep.
That was deep, bro. I swear, man. This was started a long time ago. See, even like that clip, we were doing entertainment while they called us to do that interview. Do you get me? We were doing like we were doing the pranks that we used to do and things like that when they called us up for that interview, and it was like you could win €50. But we answered all the wrong questions, bro. We didn't even know who the president of Ireland was. We got that question wrong. We got all the questions wrong, bro. But we was actually trying our hardest and things like that, but we got it all wrong. But that video just shows how far you can come if you put in the work. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. And that is what DBN is kind of all about, because all we do is help each other to grow into a better artist or a better person or whatever it is in life. Do you get what I mean?
I feel you, bro.
Yeah.
You're from Cork?
From Cork City. I'm a rebel. I'm not from nowhere else, just Cork.
That's such a like...
It's crazy. It's far, innit?
No. I just think it's so like... To see... A black brother, wait, are you Nigerian? No,
Congolese.
Okay.
Yeah,
the French and
of
that.
course, bro.
I feel you.
Yeah, bonjour.
See, like, it's like myself, like I'm sat here today.
Yeah.
My dad's Jamaican, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that I think it's great that like we've come to a point in Ireland where like we fully are like Irish, even as black men.
Yeah, no, we are
properly diversified now.
So when you're carrying on with your love for Cork and you know you're on Hot Box in the Island jersey, it's like
no, you have to, bro. You have to, because I live here and I don't only just have black fans. I have white fans as well. People that look up to me, like I have fans that look up to me like on a daily, and they watch me. They watch everything that I do, and this is how I can pay them back, you know. Because like when I go somewhere, when I go to England and stuff, I still tell people I'm from Ireland. I'm from Congo. I don't just say no, I'm from Africa and that's it. Like no, I'm from Ireland. Like I represent Ireland. I represent Congo. I represent the people in Ireland. Yeah, and I represent the culture.
That's one of the things I love about you, bro. You're so positive. Like.
Yeah, you have to be, bro. Because like in this game, you're not going to get anywhere without positivity. Do you get what I mean? And people don't really know that I'm humble like this because I just appreciate things, you know. Yeah, and I know the level I can get to once you have appreciation. For real. But obviously, you don't have to turn on the dickhead as well when you need to be. But as long as you have appreciation and you stay humble, everything always works out well.
Okay.
Of course.
I feel that. For real.
Yeah, you have to, bro. You have to survive.
But even like... I wonder about you really do so as we talk about this Irish scene, there's people who say that they're not interested. I mean, outside of our own pride, that's what we are.
Yeah.
I mean music wise now,
Yeah,
this scene. How do you feel about that?
Music wise, how I feel about it, it's starting to improve. See, it's warm at the moment.
Yeah.
Especially with DBN, because we only started about like how long ago?
Talking January, effectively.
January, and I didn't even when did I start?
Bro, you've been at least 2 years building up. Just the artistry in terms
Just
of
the
that.
artistry, bro. Putting in hard work.
Going from a rookie to a full pro.
Yeah.
That's the big jump in January.
I mean, I don't know if I was shocked, because it's a very logical move to do what you've done.
Yeah, bro, you have to.
Before the tunes, I knew girls from around here that I really love with you.
Girl,
Bro, that's the way to win the public is the girls, bro.
They're not
Boy,
getting up in the morning without liking your picture on Instagram.
Nah, bro.
To the point, you start being like, this guy.
I know what you mean, bro. Nah, like the way to get the public is through the girls, but you have to know how to show mandem that you're supporting the mandem as well. Do you get what I mean? Because girls are moving with their hot girl summer, but we coming in, you know what I'm saying? But we coming in nice and strong as well, supporting the mandem and supporting the girls. I'm still a trash life baby, bro. I will forever be a trash life baby. For real, though. For real.
So talk to us then about the moment that you decided that you already have this fan base, you already have this clout, and then you're gonna turn that into music.
See, when that started about like 2 years ago, bro. Like legit, everything just started 2 years ago.
Okay.
Because I was always interested in music, but I never knew like, I could write my own music until the mask off started popping and things like that.
Okay.
And I went to the studio and I did it and it blew up. And this year then I got to release an EP for the first time ever.
Okay.
And I put 12 tracks on it. We picked it with DBN and things like that. It's just distributed through DBN.
Yeah.
And like we just went viral, bro, especially with Irish weather and things like that. The way I promoted it, bro, we were getting people from different countries sending me videos of them listening to it. But that's all through the marketing that we did, through the process that we did, the way we pushed out the music, the way we pushed out the EP. Everything worked out the way we said it was going to work out in the beginning. It was hard to see the vision at first, but when you're in it, you actually don't see it though. Like, until you actually finish and you're like, whoa, I actually did that. Like me just looking at it now, it's like I did Irish weather. I had people from England, like any country you can name. I had a person from that end.
You
doing
shut down the roads.
Yeah, bro. You had to. I had to.
You could not get. Like they talk about country, like
the young boy don't get defensive.
You couldn't move for hearing that for quite a while, and it wasn't going away. It wasn't going away. A lot of songs bang, and then but the promo for that, like I have to shout your management,
Yeah, bro.
You lot really know what you're doing.
Exactly. Nah, they do the best. They do the most. They do the most.
What helps as well is just having one of the best crops in the batch.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, a lot of people have potential, but if potential is not nurtured, it doesn't turn into talent.
Yeah.
And the good thing with just working with Jay is the fact that he's open-minded.
Okay.
He doesn't just try and, it's a bit like when you're building a house. You got the mortar there, you got to flip it around. But if you leave it too much there, it turns into cement and it doesn't, do its job. So he just knows like, I know what I know, but I also understand this is what I don't know, which is a talent as well.
Yeah.
So, cheeky question. Did you find him or did he find you?
It's crazy, right? My little sister Natasha, I think this was about 4 or 5 years ago. There's this video of yours that was on YouTube.
I wouldn't even know.
It's an old video. It was you rapping. I think it was maybe on a Stevie G event or something like that.
Could have been.
And she was like, I think
Prime time.
That's probably what it was. And back then, I was, just into promotions, nightclub promotions and events.
Yeah.
And she was like, yo, this young buck could do good for one of your events. But I was like, it's Cork. And, people weren't too much in tuned into homegrown.
Yeah.
But realistically, we made the approach for Jay because as much as, everybody can have talent, not a lot of people have discipline.
Yeah.
That's another factor Jay carries, and that was very important for our TNCs. And we went down to Cork, a couple of meetings just to discuss the vision, the plan, and deadlines, and it's something Jay understood.
Of course.
So from there, we weren't letting him go. And then Jay as well felt home straight away. He puts his feet up, Fresh Business Cork.
You had to. Shout out to my bro Doblanta as well. I'm wearing the merch. So if you guys want to get that, make sure you
Slime
shout out
season.
to Dublanta, you know, it's the new merch firm. Shout out to Rablo Lucci, Japan.
Jeez.
But yeah, like terminally, they found me and things like that. But like, they came through a lot of meetings just before I could actually sign or talk to them about music and all. They came here and they came to Cork. You know, it's deep when someone has to go from Dublin to Cork just to have a meeting and go back to Dublin. That's when you know it's serious, bro. Like, I had people approach me, yo, I'm gonna do this for you, I'm gonna do that, and I'd be like, okay, let's see what's gonna happen. But these drove down from Cork or from Dublin to Cork just to have a meeting. After the meeting, they went back to Dublin. That's when you know it's serious. And it wasn't just the one time. It was multiple times, bro. Like, I can't even count how many times they came down just to meet up and talk and then leave. And that's something different, bro. And that's how you know you're working with the right team.
See, that's interesting. Like, see, down here, there's definitely a barrier. Like, it's hard work getting up and down to Dublin all the time. And have you found that that's hindered you?
Yeah,
in
bro,
your own
because
journey, like,
no. Like, with DBN, we have people that work. Like, I can't even explain it to you. I have my manager in Cork as well. That's managed by the whole DBN group as well. Do you get me? Like, everyone supports each other. So my manager's name is Nikki as well. Okay. She's the third part. Her name is Nikki, and she drives me to all my events. She's there for my shows. Yeah. She gets me organized in Cork. Yeah. So it's like
Nikki OD.
Yeah, bro. So it's like DBN has people everywhere working on a specific artist just in case they can't get to him on time or get him to places. Do you get what I mean? So it's like we're all a family and everybody has a role to play and everyone's playing the role.
And we just noticed a lot of support systems. So pseudo managements in Ireland, they didn't take a holistic approach towards their artists. It was just solely based on the music. Yeah. But for people to really be in tune with somebody's music, especially in this digital era, people want to know the person a little bit. For real. And I think those are the characters that got built as well.
I mean, there isn't really a precedent for this thing.
There isn't, but it's starting to become more appreciated, bro. I swear. Like, it's like with DBN, it was just so different, bro. Because, like, they wanted to know my vision. It's not like, do you know other people say, oh, I got the right vision for you, I'm going to do this for you. But they wanted to know my vision. And then I wanted to know their vision. And then we come together and visualize. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. So it's not as if, like, they just came over to me and was like, yo, we're going to do this for you, going to do this. And then at the end, it doesn't work out. No. They came with their vision, I came with my vision. We visualized and everything came together. Like, the reason I'm here now is because we predicted this in the beginning. Do you get what I mean? All these interviews, all these shows are going to happen. We predicted all these in the beginning. It's hard to see in the beginning once again, but when you're actually in it, you don't see it like that. Like, but when it's all done, then you look back and it was like, yo, shit, I actually did this with them. I did that with them. And the music industry is starting to get seen to more, even by like the Irish themselves.
I mean,
because
it's becoming ridiculously professional now. Like,
no, for real.
Gone are the days where it was like a few collectives that would shoot their stuff and put it on YouTube, and then that'd be the end of it. This is no joke. Like, this is gigs. Bro. This is promotion. This is, you know, and then the clout being spun into different industries. It's ridiculous. Yeah, bro. Like, even through DBN and Stevie, he's a DJ that I got back at home. Like, I'm really close with him.
His first mentor, really.
Yeah, my first mentor, yeah. And he's really, really good as well. He got me festivals this year. DBN got me loads of shows with opening up for artists and things. Like, I can't even tell you the amount of celebrities that I've met this year alone. And last year as well, bro. There's just so many things. You come to a point now where you're a celebrity to some people in this country. Yeah. People do look at me like that, but I'm too humble to be like, yo, I'm too humble. Like, I speak to everyone, I talk to everyone, but I think that's why people like me. I think that just come across. Yeah, bro. It's because I don't look at myself as this person is big. I just look at myself as you. Obviously, I put in hard work on my craft and things like that. Yeah. But people just look at me like, oh, he's actually big. People get excited and things like that. But I'm just me, like, everywhere I go. Do you get me? I don't change for no one. I will continue being me. If you don't like it, that's just your way. And I continue being me. Is that something that's important to you outside of the professionalness now? I mean, in your own journey, is it important to you that I'm sure there's kids black and white in Cork that look up to you and really see you as a star and prove to them that they can? Yeah, bro, it is because I'm just proving you could do whatever you like as long as you have. You could do whatever you like as long as you go about the right way of doing it. Like, because me, man, to get 14K followers on Instagram took years, bro. Not years, about 2 years, but it's because I push it with my entertainment and my music. So I'm always coming up with new ways of coming up with things, or putting out videos, sharing music and things like that. You know, like I am the first artist in Ireland to have a Triller challenge. Triller is the app, to have like the Triller challenge, and it has like 100 and I think it only reached 100 videos of people actually doing the Irish Weather Challenge. On Triller, and they sent me that as well. So we're doing good, bro. It opened up a lot of opportunities for me this year. DBN and Stevie and all the boys, they opened up a lot of opportunities for me, and people do look at me at that stardom, but I just treat myself as normal, bro. I think that's the best way that I can stay, because otherwise I'll just start acting too cocky, or I might start acting too, I don't need you, I could do it by myself. But
there's a thin line still. I mean, boy, like, you really have that. Not that you're just a good lad, you know, but you are, like, it's proper, like.
I know what you mean.
I respect that to the fullest.
No, thank you, bro.
I think even, like, we need that.
No, you do, because I know some people, like, they make music and things like that, but then they go out to be like dickheads, or I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. No, for real, it's like that, innit?
100%.
Yeah, like, I mean, but know how to humble yourself and talk to people and make
this is
things
a question now, like, you know, for both of you.
All right.
So this clout is just growing and growing and growing. I'm interested in what the next step is. Or is it on music now for a while?
I think, you know, when DBN started the whole movement, we just kind of took a step back, because the majors in Ireland, when we looked at the business model in terms of hip-hop or urban Irish music, it was just importing, be it from America, be it from UK, be it from Europe, you know, main stage. But we asked ourselves the questions, well, who's in the slot of support act? Who's in the slot of opening act? And unfortunately, we didn't see enough Irish names on those particular billings. So we said to ourselves, if the majors are focused on, you know, importing, we're going to focus on exporting, we're going to focus on homegrown, and everybody's going to have to consume on that, because it's very important for every economy that we consume and we build our own products here in Ireland. And also, more than that, we export, because looking at Irish music, it's not like Irish music hasn't dominated the world at certain points. We talk about pop, you have Westlife, you got E2. But in terms of urban, who have we exported? That's the silence that we get all the time. And looking at that model, it was just a sense of mentality, because to build any scene, I think the first primary disease is the mentality of who's number one. If we're all focused on the number one, we're going to get to killing ourselves real quick. But Ireland that doesn't have a scene, and when we built DBN, it was on the basis of who's top 10. And if in a stable, you can have 3, 4 or 5 guys that hold the top 5 position, I think that's an achievement. And more than that, we wanted to just prove to the rest of the people and talk, like you said, about precedents in management of groups or movements. You know, there has been a few things in the past. Guys like Beezy Blaze, you know, had a couple of batches and started this thing off. But, you know, I think the common error at that time was just to focus on one person rather than a group of people, build a family mentality and have everybody support themselves and grow it. So it's the mentality of all for one and one for all, and a group of 10, a top 10, a top 20, rather than just the number one spot for Ireland, because there's too much talent.
That is the realest thing.
Make sure that's recording, just double check.
For real, bro. Nah, serious. Yo. Nah, for real.
Because times where he might be down, he could count on his brother Dino. If Dino's down, he can count on Rablo. If Rablo's down, D24 are going to shut it down.
Like, even you're saying there about, I think the climate is changing where we are importing less and less. Gone are the days when you live by what GRM Daily had posted about SBTV and everything.
We got Dear Thatch nowadays.
Me personally, I don't business about GRM.
Shouts to them.
I'm not sure when the last time I checked. Do you know what I mean?
100%. Especially like, there's this also sense of like, this is a person I know. So if he's a doer, I got to stop being a dreamer and I become a doer too.
At a certain point, the UK experience, I don't really think the US, like if we import stuff from the US, it's on a different, might because we like the musicality of it or something.
I think it's just a common stereotype. Like growing up, there was only one major urban hip hop industry and it was the American. But from today, I don't think America has that, but 5 years left in their span.
There's people my age and younger that wouldn't even listen to US like that. What I'm saying to you now is that at this stage here, there are Irish kids that don't business about UK anything because, and you know, the experience may well be similar, but there'll be a point where Ronic can tell me my experience back to me way better than
word for word, dot for dot, street by street, address by address, and you'll say, I know that place.
Yeah,
I mean that's the realest lyric that you know, the one that you really relate to.
Yeah, for real, it's like that, man.
Good enough
like,
for us to take away this comment. Like it's almost like a colonial mentality. Like we must get everything from over there.
Nah, bro.
Fun that.
You said since the UK stopped doing that. You see where the UK are toe to toe with America. The Americans are now coming down to
they're coming down Yeah, because you know, like in America now, it's like they're starting to take some of the sound off of Afro, grime, and
drill even
exactly drill even like Smoke Purpose doing drill. Do you get what I mean? He's an American artist and he's doing drill. It's all, and people in America are like, whoa, this is his style. But they don't know that there's bare artists in England that do this style already. Do you get me? So it's like, it hasn't pushed, like drill hasn't pushed to America as of yet, but Smoke Purp is kind of mimicking it.
He's mimicking, definitely.
So they're starting to take, in America, they're starting to take a few styles off of countries, you know, countries and stuff like that. And I feel like in Ireland, we just need to find that one style as well that fits us all. That
I think it's there, but people aren't just looking at it closely because when you look at us, for example, what once could have been, you know, our Achilles heel can actually be now a sword, and that's the accent. But I think it'll be in the accent.
Do you know what I think? I think that the true Irish sound is now the D24 boys.
It's in the accent, bro.
It's the accent, and they have their own beat. It's not like they're doing English accents or anything like that, bro.
See a man like Kneecap or Hyphen or somebody with a proper, even Dubzino
with the proper accents, bro.
Deeper accent like that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's politics about
they're opening up the culture for their culture. Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, there's a debate to be had about whether or not, like, you know, Irish black youths at the minute, I don't think we've been here. Well, that's one of the excuses, that we haven't been here long enough to really develop. Or when we do an Irish accent, sure, it's only like, you know, messing.
It's
like,
a start,
you know,
it's a joke, of course.
But that's our own business and our own, do you know what I mean? Our own journey. I don't think
that's where we're at right now.
I don't think the next generation of them, they will speak how they speak.
They're gonna have that strong accent.
The way that we
They're gonna have that strong. They even do like with Cork. Yeah, there's black youths that talk like sometimes my accent comes on and goes. Do you get me? Like because I've lived there for so long. So sometimes the things that I might say might sound Corkish.
Yeah.
But there's actually like my brother's age now. My brother's only like 16, 15, and they talk like Cork people. Yeah. So. And they're like they go studios as well and things like that, and they rap like Cork, like with the strong Cork accent. Yeah, and it's just amazing, bro. I think it's gonna be like that, you know. Like this is one day Ireland's gonna turn into what France is turning into.
Bro, UK, France, this is all those because it's diversity is very like key that, for any country.
I mean, this is a music show, but you know, this is gonna be a bit political. But I think that this country is like, on a whole, a great place for us to be. I think it's a great space.
It's a good era right now.
Yeah, cool.
So yeah, bro. I mean, the future looks bright. Like honestly, like to hear even the passion and the militancy and the intelligence in the message that you are bringing is like heartwarming for real.
Of course, bro. Of course. Appreciate you for having us. 091 show. It's major. I like what you guys are doing out here and things like that, and appreciate you for reaching out for me. Shouts to the whole DBN boys, Dubzino, Rablo, D24, and there's going to be more on it soon, but we're just working, you know, keep our heads down, stay working. We didn't even know, like, we got this far until we look back on it today, didn't we?
That's what
we're like, yo, we only started this month ago, that month ago, again. So
I feel that
we're doing really good.
Thing.
Balls rolling.
Anyway, listen, there's more man out there for me to interview, so
091.
You get me? Bless.
091. Bless up.
Come back soon, you get me?
Major thanks for having us. DBN, baby.
It's all good.
DBN.